Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. A little special stream tonight. We have a giant piece that I'm working on here. It's a little different too because I'm working on the easel, not the table. So bear with us while we kind of get everything sorted. We have different cam setups. It's a little different, so hopefully everything will go with us. It's been a crap show already, so let's see if we can fix that. But thank you for joining me. My name is David Lozeau. If this is your first time joining me in the studio here, working on this big commission. So I just figured I'd share it with you guys, and it's the most fun part. I mean, it's the skulls. So we have her head we'll do tonight, and as well as his head. That's the best part. It's the most fun to watch. So I figured we'd share that process. So we're going to do that over the next hour or so. Thank you for joining me. Any questions you have, feel free to fire them on through. Again, thanks for joining us, and let's get after it here.
You need to move your head to the left.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait a second because my head's going to block this for 1 minute while I do these hair over here. So apologize that you have to stare at the back of my head, but just give me one momento here. This is part of the weirdness of our setup.
Ben says yay. Eric says badass.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Ben, Eric.
Daniel says as always, it's beautiful.
Thank you. What's the last name?
That was Daniel.
Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it.
And Carol says good evening.
Hey, Carol.
You have to let Instagram know that all those comments disappeared, so if they had questions.
Yeah, if you had questions at the beginning, Instagram kicked out. So if I missed one of your questions, again, just fire it on through here and we'll get to that. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulties. But again, fun to share some Western stuff. We haven't done much Western. If you go to my social media stream, you can kind of see the piece bigger and see the rest of it. And then you're kind of seeing a cropped angle of it now. Again, I promise I'll get my head out of your view. Just let me do a few lines over here and I will get the hell out of the way.
We have Kazu over on Instagram saying watching from AZ.
Thank you, Kazu.
And SoCal Biro says, I need more stickers. I've been too lazy to hit you up.
Yeah. SoCal Biro. Who the hell is me?
Troll. Christine says hello to you in the shipping department.
Hey, Christine. Shipping department is here on the doggy cam.
And Alan Kaufman says hello, David.
Hey, Alan, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it. The cast of characters.
Sleeping dogs.
Yeah, dogs are doing nothing. So we're just going to slam in this hair here, and then I'll get out of the way. I know I keep saying that, but it's kind of a weird eye. There we go.
Push Nikki's giving you a wave.
Hey, thank you, Push Nikki. Appreciate you joining the stream as always. And this is how I usually, well, I say usually, this is how I used to always paint. Because I was at shows and festivals and painting on an easel. So it's, and something this big, I had to paint the entire thing like this because you just can't get on the table. This piece is around 7 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Definitely one of the larger paintings.
I do believe the owner just popped in. Says looking great, very excited.
Oh, excellent. I always like when the future owners can check out the process. Wait till you see their, well, you guys can't see it here, but some fun aspects that we'll share when it's all finished.
Ben says it's been so long. It is true.
It is true. We had our Valentine's Day sale. We took up all of our time to get all that work out. So hope you guys had a happy Valentine's Day when it comes around on Sunday. And thank you guys all for grabbing stuff in the sale. Yeah, so it's been a little hop skip since the last one. So this way I figure we come back big. So you can see it. Okay, this is the most fun stuff to watch too.
Matt Moore Design says yes.
Hey Matt, thank you for joining us. One more in your way, people. One more time, sorry.
Spudzer over on Twitch says, hey there.
Hey, thanks for joining us on Twitch, Spudzer.
You're it.
You're it. You're our Twitch fans.
You're
now in charge of the Twitch fan club because you are the fan club. So.
Sad little Twitch.
It's because I'm too old. See, that was a stupid move with my big stupid hand in the way.
Spud says, damn, that's clean, and I'm on it.
All right, Spuds, make it happen.
Get a fan club going.
Yeah, so we're going to throw in all this fun stuff here.
So with it being a bigger piece, one of the challenges probably is the hands, right? Because you have to make big, swooping...
Everything is big. Yeah. Everything is... with a piece like this, it's definitely... But you know, it's fun. I was just mentioning earlier before we started that doing big skulls like this, to me, is like the most fun. I don't worry at all. I worry much... The smaller they get, the more I worry about them because, you know, one stroke can... just mess up a flow of a face. With this, it's just so much room to experiment. I mean, you almost can't go wrong. So I worry a lot less. I find this a lot more not relaxing, but a lot, less intimidating. It just takes a lot more strokes to get the same effects that I want. So in that way, it's a different workflow. But I love this scale. I mean, I love painting on this scale. It's just when you're painting something that's the size of an entire wall. It's just something really fun about that. Everything's big.
Amanda says, I want your artwork as a tattoo.
Thank you, Amanda. Feel free to get whatever you want tattooed. Send me a picture when you're done.
Dan is over on Twitch. He's trying to make us feel good.
All right. Appreciate you, Dan.
Laura Lee says, move your head.
Yeah, I know. 1 second, since I'm done with this.
Move your stupid head.
I know. Then I'll be out of the way the rest of the time. Almost completely out of the way for the rest of the time. Now we get places.
Spudzer is saying, how many platforms are you streaming on? So 2 Facebooks.
Yeah, Spudzer, so we're on 2 Facebooks, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch.
Which, that's why the feed sometimes just...
Yeah.
Daniel is saying, have you ever done a portrait or an interpretation of your own pets?
Is Daniel?
Yeah.
Is asking if I've ever done a portrait of my own pets. Yes, I have. I've done them comedically and somewhat seriously. I've done other people's pets also. There's actually the people who commissioned this painting has 2 of their dogs in it. You can't really see it, but there's one in her hands and a big one at the bottom. But I've done them, this is probably the first, serious, larger dog I've done. I've done some cute, small stuff. But this is, I was joking, this makes me want to do, some kind of wolf, hell dog painting now because I really enjoyed painting the shepherd mix. It's not shepherd, but I forget the breed name, but I really enjoyed painting that big dog, and I hadn't done a serious big dog before, so I'm really happy with getting a chance to do that.
Luis on Instagram says, love your paints.
Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you joining me on Instagram.
Teresa is saying, wow, all that line work. I can't do fine lines like that. Awesome.
Thank you, Teresa. This is my favorite part. Getting to this part of the painting, getting to the enamel and all the details. I love rushing to this part because it really is, when everything comes together, it's like the reward for all the work to get to this point. My head out of the way now?
Yeah.
All right. I know. Piss off Laura Lee.
Do not make Laura Lee mad. Teresa says, I'm a painter, but that is just too much for me. How do you keep your hands steady?
No coffee.
Well, no, don't you kind of brace?
I brace so I brace my hand, my finger, kind of up here to lock it down. Again, the enamel makes these big long lines much more possible than, acrylic or anything like that. I mean, it really lends itself to that, but it's just, it's practice, flexing your wrist, so that your elbow is locked in, the shoulder's locked in, and it's just almost my wrist doing all the work so they can stay steady and kind of just, see I'm just kind of alternating. My palm is grounded to the piece so I can kind of just flick it.
Wade says it's looking amazing.
Thank you, Wade.
So Matt Moore on Instagram says, have you ever done murals? There's a Mexican restaurant by me that I swear has your work knocked off.
Uh-huh. I have not done. I've done a long time ago. I did one mural. I have not done any more murals, but yes, there's. If you're in San Diego, there's a few places.
Well, there's a few. I mean, there's one in like Thailand, right?
Yep. George Lopez. George Lopez's bar in the what casino is that?
It's in the LA area.
LA casino has my bottoms up painting, full size, 20 feet on the wall.
Not by you.
Not by me. Not authorized either, but it happens.
Teresa says, just joined. What medium are you using?
So Teresa, welcome for joining. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the stream. So the background is all acrylic, all the colors, the background stuff. All the character, the shadows and highlights are all done with gouache, like an opaque watercolor. And then now I'm doing enamel on top of that, and this is where all the detail goes in.
Bobby says, I hope one day to be able to buy a piece from your gallery.
Thank you, Bobby. I hope you do too. Let's go. Let's get on it.
So Matt Moore Designs is saying, no, it's the mural he saw was outside in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so no.
Well, now you gotta get a picture of it and send it to me.
Yeah.
We just got a picture from a bar has my piece as their logo in, was it Panama? So we've been, amazingly it gets ripped off in many countries all over. I think someone said there's a few bars in Panama that have the work. Remember one is a full-size flamenco. Remember that?
Yeah. Maybe Bali or
it's Bali or somewhere else.
If we ever went, we'd go check it out. I can't honestly remember anymore.
Amazing enough, Interpol doesn't seem to care about my copyright issues. So.
Teresa says, do you draw this out first?
Teresa's asking if I draw this out first. Of course, I have to. Otherwise, her dog would end up off the screen, or her head would end up. It'd be a mess. So yeah, I draw it all out so I know where everything's going to end up. So I can keep it all exactly the way I want it.
And she's asking, is this a canvas?
So this is actually a board. This is called Aquaboard, and what it is it's coated masonite. So it's basically, you don't need to gesso it. It comes basically pre-gessoed. So it's a hard board. I don't like canvas because it flexes. And also the little pits, being a line work focused artist, the little pits are just a pain in the butt to get to have bare spots and such. So it is a hard board, relatively smooth. I would say it's like a hot press paper, like watercolor paper would be the texture I would describe it as. A hair bit of tooth, but not much. And again, you can get that on Amazon.
How big is this piece?
This piece is 4 feet by 7 feet. Now I've screwed my. Oh, that's old lines. Okay. Phew. It's like that's gonna be a pain.
Alan says, I wore your Mechanico shirt on my tour of my diesel tech program.
Thank you, Alan, for spamming the world. Appreciate that.
Poor world. So Spudzer on Twitch is saying, how do you get that background style?
So Spudzer's asking how I get that background style. So basically it's about 5 layers of acrylic, starting with the lightest tone and then working my way darker and darker as I go, and then drying it in between each tone, and it gets scrubbed on, it gets brushed on. All these are ways to kind of get that texture. and I kind of all my pieces kind of share that texture because it goes really well with the atmospheric appearance goes really well with the dark line work.
Rebecca is saying, is this a custom piece or a new one?
So Rebecca, this is a custom piece. We will have prints of it available once it gets photographed. We're hoping to have it finished up relatively soon, I would think within this week. And again, we'll get a moving truck to bring it over to the photographers.
Carlita says, love your work.
Thank you, Carlita. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it.
House10 over on Instagram says, we visit San Diego every summer and stop into Old Town to buy your art. I love your work.
Thank you, House10. Appreciate you stopping by San Diego, checking it out down in Old Town.
I miss going to Old Town.
I miss Old Town too. Yeah, someday we'll go places again. I might lose my sweatshirt now. I'm starting to get very warm.
Yeah, I'll open
No,
it.
don't get my hands will freeze. I'll just lose my sweatshirt. I have soft ginger hands.
Spudzer says, oh, do you all remember places?
I've heard rumors. I looked at some pictures of places.
Well, in our, what is it, the Facebook memories?
Yes.
They keep popping up from trips we took at this exact time a few years ago. These great European trips. It's just so depressing.
Yeah.
We used to do stuff.
Now I work in my jammies.
Ben is throwing out a steady stream of bad dad jokes that
Oh.
I'm refusing to read.
Ben's getting censored. It's good to have enough a stream big enough with followers we got to censor. That's an accomplishment. I will take the win. Yeah, it really is amazing how, yeah, not easier, but it's just a lot more forgiving at this size. You know, when I draw some of the smaller skulls on some of the pieces, I mean, so my rule is basically I don't try not to do an original with a skull smaller than $50, because to keep the detail, especially on anatomical skeletons, can be very difficult. And again, one little line can just change the whole shape of the head and not be what I want. But with this kind of size, it's, you know, it really is forgiving and really fun to change line weights and widths, things you can't do when you do the really small stuff. You can almost make these, you know, layers of expression because you kind of have the ability. That was a dog snore, not anything else.
Spudzer is asking, is this one of the bigger pieces you've done?
So Spudzer's asking if this is one of the bigger pieces I've done, and definitely. This is probably tied for the biggest piece. I think I did a Greek mythology piece, the Mares of Diomedes, but that was not full color like this. That was just line work So this is definitely the biggest full color. And the reason I kind of avoided huge pieces like this because we did festivals and shows, and I bring art to those festivals and shows, and this just wouldn't fit in the trailer or the truck or anything.
Spencer just realized that I have a puppy cam.
Oh yeah. See, Spuzzer, we got value.
There's value.
Come on, Twitch, pay attention.
This is not what people go to Twitch for.
No.
So, no. Ben's trying to get uncensored. He's saying, don't disrespect my jokes. They're funny. Spudzer says, please administer the puppy cam liberally.
We try to.
They're pretty good. They
don't do anything these days. They just sit there.
Yeah.
They won't cooperate.
Elizabeth says, this is beautiful. I love the size, having so much detail you can easily see and appreciate.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. And yeah, I totally agree. This would be my preferred size. And I actually have a very large commission. I have large commissions coming up after this too. So there's going to be a lot of big pieces.
So what do you use for reference right now? Your own drawing, just an anatomical skull? Like what helps you?
So for reference stuff, I basically search a lot to find some of the costuming. That's the hardest thing with these. The pose isn't as hard as finding the costuming that I want. So I'll do a lot of searching to try to find what I'm looking for at the right time period, the right angles. And sometimes we'll I always take bits and pieces and kind of, Photoshop smash different imagery together to kind of get what I'm looking for and capture the mood. With something like this, I don't have these costumes available. Things that, like World War II pieces, I would hire reenactors and pose them for me to get exactly what I want, which is obviously the easiest way. And then I make sure that all the weaponry is correct and uniforms are correct. Something like this is a little more searching and kind of, retrofitting things to kind of match what I see in my head.
Brent Robertson pops in. He says, Brent, the guy from Arizona Comic-Con. He's identifying himself.
Like we don't know by now.
So Brent says, do you do any other kinds of art?
So Brent's asking if I do any other kinds of art. So I build wooden frames for these pieces. I do sculpture. I did a lot of sculpture in the past. Smaller stuff, started with shift knobs and some character stuff. I used to cast a lot of them. If you followed the stream for a long time, you probably saw those. I did some custom vinylmations for Disney when I was there as an artist in residence. So I have done that kind of stuff.
Did you say carve tikis? Did I miss that?
No. I used to carve tikis. I kind of got my start at hot rod and tiki shows, so that was a natural progression. So yeah, my house is full of. I think I probably have 6 or 7 tikis that I've carved over the years. I haven't done as much anymore because it's a lot of wear and tear in your hands, obviously. But yeah, so a little bit of stuff like that. Videography, that kind of stuff. Photography, little bits and pieces of that, which kind of go hand in hand with the art stuff for the year. So yeah, so a little bit of everything, but obviously paintings are primary.
Oh, Brent, he says, I want to see a David Lozeau interpretive dance series.
Yeah, all right.
He is dying for some
Dying
of
for
that.
interpretive dance, yeah.
Oh,
that's a request.
God. Unfortunately, I have seen such a thing, and it is not.
Oh, it's awesome. Don't listen to her.
It is unique. This exists.
Yeah. And all I was waiting for was a request.
That is all we needed. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Mel Marcom says hello. Happy Friday.
Hey, Mel Marcom. Thanks for joining us.
I'm so bummed that somebody wants to see your interpretive dance.
Not as bummed as they're going to be.
Charles says this is nice and relaxing. I love it.
Thanks, Charles. Thanks for joining us.
Elizabeth says it's really cool to hear about the research.
Yeah, again, I love the research part. For me is really the most fun for these pieces. Finding out these stories, learning about, this is a commission for a collector, so it's learning their stories and sharing their life. And, they just moved and had a ranch, and they wanted something to capture kind of them. And I love being able to be that, capture that for them and give them, their big, huge first homecoming present or housewarming. Probably not homecoming. They're not in high school, but.
Oh, good news. Spudzer gauged the Twitch fan base, and the sentiment is they also want to see some dancing.
See?
And that you really can't deny the swaz.
I know. If Twitch wants it.
Wow. Wow. Literally handfuls of people.
Instant Twitch feedback.
Wow.
He's telling you what they want. Who am I to hold it from him?
No one. You don't have the right. Rose says it's mesmerizing as always. Love your live painting sessions.
Thank you, Rose. Appreciate you joining us.
And Rosemary says your work is beautiful.
Thank you, Rosemary. Again, with a piece this big, you could spend just days just adding nooks and crannies to the skull. You know, little bits, you know, little dots, little textures. You can almost make myself move along.
Charles says my wife is going to be blown away by the 5 prints and stickers I ordered for her on Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that.
And that's when I proposed to her 23 years ago. Your
Awesome.
Lovely. Oh,
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you being part of that.
that's nice.
If she doesn't like them, then maybe it's 20, maybe 23 years was long enough.
So you're saying that's a divorce?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wow. Keep you and ditch the
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. It's wonderful, guys.
I'll always be here for you.
Dance aficionado, therapist, artist.
Yeah.
Byron says, gotta run, guys. Good hearing your voices. Pet the pups and see you soon. Don't forget to mention that you paint pet squirrels.
You got it, Byron.
This is true. I forgot about
I
it.
do paint pet squirrels.
Yeah.
Probably the funniest of the commissions now that we mentioned it.
That's a great thing. Oh, Alan finished pinstriping his dad's truck,
Oh, nice.
and he used sublime green and purple.
Ah,
Nice, nice, nice.
the classics.
Yeah.
Let's keep her face clean.
Charles is going to tell his wife what you said, that he has to choose you over the marriage.
Only if she doesn't like it.
Only if she doesn't like
Yeah.
it. Okay, right.
If she likes it, you can keep her. If not, then sorry, honey.
It's like a litmus test.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, all you people, you know, in fresh relationships out there,
Oh boy.
this art should be your litmus test. Because let me tell you right now, if they don't like the art now, they're not going to like it later.
Well, no.
If they can't even pretend to get a ring and they don't like it now, they're never going to like it later. I've seen more couple fights in the booth.
Boy, well, I'll miss the couple fights.
Yeah, I will miss a couple fights because watching people disagree on art is probably one of the funniest things. I've heard people come in, an old man came in one time, he's probably, I mean, he must have been in the 70s. He walked in, he just looked around and he said, as soon as she's dead, my place is going to look just like this.
As soon as she's dead.
As soon as she's dead. That's old school married
That's
forever.
beautiful. Beautiful sentiment.
That's some Hallmark shit right there.
So Alan is asking how much would I pay to get like a painting for my sister's wedding. So like, yeah, what's your commission kind of structure?
So Alan, right now my commission structure is I'm only doing large scale. Obviously not this. This is huge scale. This is very large scale. So my commissions start at 3,000, and that's for like the 18-24-ish size range, and that's kind of all I'm doing right now. We're not doing small ones yet. Maybe next year we might open up to more of those. Or right now I'm doing just the large size ones, and I'm backlogged about 4 or 5 months with those. So hopefully that might change, and I'll post up if that opens up to more stuff. But right now that's kind of thing, and I don't know if your sister's worth that. So that's your decision. But that's kind of where we're at right now for commissions.
love that, sister.
Yeah.
But and then when you do smaller paintings, like on these live streams, it's just little stuff you feel
Yes.
like doing.
Yes, when there's all the small stuff on live streams, I don't do commissions that size. Those are just one-offs. Some have prints, but one-off, for the stream itself. So, and those are always available, and those range, $550 to $950. So those are always available if you see the stream. So commissions are what starts at $3,000. All right, get a look there, like what's going on. Pull that line over there. The snore cam.
They're just not interested.
No, this is boring. You can see this any day. Why are we tuning in for this?
Well, Alan said his sister's wedding is in 2 years, so he's got some time.
All right, there you go, Alan. Good time. So now I'm trying to add some volume to the hair, add some darker tones, some areas just to kind of push it back, just to give it that layered feeling. So you can see some of these areas that I've added some volume. So one of the funnest things is you see these blocks here over the hair, just adding a slight line outside of that. Some lines that kind of break the color, just give that wispy hair feeling. I just always love that. Just makes it energizing. Can kind of make it feel less heavy if I've gone with a lot of line work.
Spuds are saying, which project did you like most when you were doing stuff for Disney?
Question is, which project I like most when I was doing stuff for Disney?
I mean, the sculpts
The sculpts were very fun, and I really do miss those.
Yeah, you seem to really...
Probably more... doing the Jungle Cruise piece was a great experience because it was my first Disney relationship. They wanted me to paint something for them. That was a fun experience. But truthfully, there's a lot of checkpoints and balances. The sculptures were able to be what I wanted. Just no checks, no balances, whatever craziness I come up with. And I love that, being free like that. So I would probably say the Vinylmations, and then trying to top myself each year, because I did them for, I think, 3 or 4 years. So all year I think about it, what am I do next? How am I top myself? So I really enjoyed those. And then obviously the LucasArts, doing the Star Wars stuff was, one of those kind of surreal moments in your life that something you watch as a kid, you get to paint. And before y'all ask, nope, we don't have any prints of those. Disney owns them all, and I can't sell any of them. Because that's Disney. Man, hair takes forever.
Do you worry about that big drip that was on your brush just now?
Yeah.
Falling off?
Oh, yeah.
That was stressful.
Yeah. If you're watching that close, you should be careful because you're going to see that a lot. I try and get that. I can definitely over dip my brush. I'm notorious for that because I like painting with a fat drippy brush. So I do have to get it to the piece as fast as possible before I get a drop in a spot I don't want. Well, the can must be sharp if you saw that from there.
Well, it was really hanging off of there. It was really stressing me out. Where is that going to go?
Yeah, where is that much paint needed?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if you like flip the brush over and then you can use that. You know,
you can
your brush through it, or
you can move it around, but I don't usually use it. I'll kind of, it is the beginning of the line, so try and pick a place that it can be like right here. I mean, I can go fat in here because there's nothing, and then pull it through because it doesn't matter. You know, there's areas that you can get fat and have a little more thickness. Again, I like the paint. This paint sits down, meaning it sits pretty flat. You know, when it's done, I like there being some brush strokes and you knowing this is hand painted. I want you, you know, I'm not looking for a digital feel to it.
Spudzer says, if you make a mistake or get a bad drip, would you have many options to fix it?
Oh,
in the hair, maybe, right?
In the hair, I could definitely fix it. Again, if you watch the stream, I made a spelling mistake
right.
just a few weeks ago. So enamel is a bastard. You know, if I was to do a big drop, I would have to work with a drop. There's no taking it out. And it's really difficult to repaint it. You can fix things and touch things up, but it is a nightmare. Luckily, when I messed up the spelling, it was over some acrylic gold leaf, so it pulled up nicely. I was able to just wipe it off because I realized right away I'd made a mistake. But again, I had to wipe off everything I'd done up to, you know, in that. It was a banner that had words, so all the words had to go. That wasn't. That was a staged mistake. That didn't really happen.
Ellen says, do you hold your brush high or low? Because when I hold my brush low, it makes me shaky.
High or low? It's a great question.
Like on the stick. Like.
I would say on how I hold it on the brush or where I hold it on the. So that's a two-part question. How I hold my brush. So brace with the left hand, and I pull down from a high angle to basically equal angle. I don't go much lower than that. Brush, I'm holding like a pencil. I have big, fat, chubby sausage hand fingers. I like my brushes to be, if I ever had a custom brush made, I would have the hosel here be much thicker because I like to be able to hold on to it. One of my biggest problems and the mistakes that happen is this brush will flip out of my hand, and then there's a loaded brush that can hit a painting anywhere. And it's happened a bunch of times. So we don't like to do that, but it does happen. So I think I hold it very low, locked in here, and that's how you ask with the lines. I mean, this is the ideal range. When I have to move my arm in a certain way, those are always more, you know, as a pinstripers would know, it's a more difficult line to do. The more I can lock my shoulder and lock my arm and do this all day long, then that's easy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, Spudzer says you could put one of those pencil grips on the brush. Remember
Exactly, those little triangle things.
Why don't you get one? Those are easy. God, that seems right up your alley because you could grip it.
I would rather have a signature brush that is just mine.
Well,
yeah.
In the meantime,
yeah.
we can get you a 5-cent rubber.
No, I want signature. Come on,
Johnny
Mac.
over on Instagram says hello.
Who is it?
Johnny.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for joining us.
And Zero Rai is giving you a thumbs up.
Thank you, Zero, for thumbs up. Thanks for joining.
Mel Marcom is surprised that you did so much line work in the hair, like it took the blonde away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the value. I want you to have form and feel it. I mean, there's still pure blonde highlights in here, but I like it to have that kind of the weight. I don't want it too wispy, you know. I feel like the less line work, it looks old or wig-like. But that is also the challenge when you use enamel. This hair has to match the weight of everything else that's here. If I don't do enough in there, it'll stick out as being not rendered correctly because I render. I'm a heavy renderer. I mean, look at this jacket. Well, you can't probably see the picture. But I heavily render, so it has to match that value base.
Alan says he has the same issue, fat sausage fingers.
Yep, that's just the way it is.
But that's gotta be good for pinstriping, I think, right?
I think it's good for anything except sausages. But to go back to that, it's funny, if you see the painting, a lot of my original brushwork in the gouache does get just gone. You don't even see the layers because there is so much enamel on top of it.
Instagram dropped a little for a second there.
Instagram. Sorry for getting hammered on. I don't know why it's being Instagrammy and all droppy. So if you passed a question through, we missed it, just ask it again. Sorry about that. But that is, as we've learned, just how the feed goes.
Instagram. Yeah, Alan's asking how you do that splatter-like background that he was doing.
Alan, that's special sauce. So the background is basically, I think it's in here, was about 6 layers of acrylic. And I start with the lightest layer, and I work my way to the darkest layer. Each layer I apply, I use a heat gun and dry completely before moving on. And I basically apply it with, I splatter, I scrub, I have brushes that are beat up that are just for this. You know, every kind of possible way I can apply paint to kind of give it that rough texture. You know, I know where I'm going, kind of, but it really is. By I know where I'm going, I mean I know, you know, with the colors I'm using to make the background, but the kind of the detail and texture and stuff really is a game time kind of decision. It kind of comes out as I'm painting. All right, well, I think we have her hair just about done. So we're going to move over to hammer him out. So I'll move the camera over in a second to for Instagram. Should I go the hat too, or you want to just go right to the skull?
Might as well do the hat. You'll be fast, right?
All right. It's not hair. Because hair takes forever. Alright, pretty happy with how this looks. Alright, I'm going to clean my brush, I'm going to reload my paint, and I'm going to slide the cam over to my face, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use your face.
Dog licking a dog.
Dog licking a dog. Sorry guys, I'm gonna just pull this camera up here. I don't mean to be in the camera face, but god damn it. Can't do this without being in the camera.
What is happening?
I have to angle up my hair. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. The dog licking is the worst.
Yeah, make the dog licking
I
stop.
can't make it stop. Being so gross.
All right, is he looking in focus? I can't
Yes.
see my side. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move over to him now.
Oh my goodness. Dog.
Yeah, punch that dog in the face, please.
Please stop.
Stop licking so loudly.
One dog's licking the other dog, and it's just like
Can't take it.
it's a lot. Instagram can't really see it, but Facebook can see it.
I can turn a little bit more. Turn more for Instagram. Is it left or right?
No, you're good.
Ah.
Just another dog.
Oh. Instagram, you're not missing anything. It's just
You're just missing
strange dog porn.
a lot of dog slobbered on another dog.
All right. Now I can't reach my paint. Paints are way over there. All right, so you want the hat too? You got time? We got time?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're here. We're going in now.
It's the sound that's so bad.
It's the sound. It's gross. So our littlest Frenchie will just sit there and lick the head or any random part of the other dogs, and the other dogs just sit there, and he'll just lick for
Yeah, they like it. It's bad.
forever. It's so disgusting, and it doesn't stop
It just goes on forever.
forever.
Like, okay, got it. It's adorable for a minute. Then you need it to stop.
Yeah. Jesus, still going. So what I'm doing now is adding some reducer to my paint to get it to flow. So it flows a little you know, like one notch above water, kind of like almond milk, basically. I'm gonna kill that dog.
I know, I'm gonna have to separate them.
Jesus Christ.
Separate.
Make that shit stop. Stream's over, that's it.
Divine Baby's in the house.
Welcome, Divine Baby.
We don't know where Mom is. Okay, doggies. Okay. Okay, go sit over there. Phew. Alright, that was a lot of dog licking.
That was a lot.
And to actually chuck him something elsewhere.
Move along, sir. Move along.
Yep. Great, now he's sitting up by me. Beautiful.
That's fine.
So Spudzer is saying, what sort of bristles are you rocking on that brush?
So this brush is a synthetic brush. I don't use any natural hair. I try and avoid any kind of natural hair. I like synthetic brushes because I like the snap. Actually, I think I'm gonna be fully synthetic now. I like synthetic one because it's not animal products. Two, I like the synthetic for the snap that it has. My stroke is a snap stroke, so I kind of describe that as if I'm here, if you see my hand, you know, it's a kind of down and push. You know, it's that kind of technique. When you have a natural hair brush, you tend to pull it more, like, you know, pinstripers do. They pull it through the piece. So mine is a little more of a snap stroke, and synthetic fibers just work better for me in that way. Reggie's making some noises over there.
It's really making noise.
He's like, I'm taking over the stream.
Yeah, with the sound.
Again, just kind of go back. I was talking about earlier about a piece this big. It's you know, you can tell by the way I'm painting the hat. It's really fun. You know, you can really kind of.
Oh, Christina says bye from Mrs. Herrera. She got married. I forgot.
Oh.
Yep.
Fancy.
No more Divine.
No more Divine. Mrs. Herrera. Welcome.
Stacy Kane says hi guys. Love from Tucson.
Hey, Stacy. Thanks for joining us.
Oh no, Spudzer says it's 3 a.m. here in Ireland. I'm afraid the Twitch fan club must go to bed.
Spudzer, get on it.
Awesome to see your work. Best of luck with the rest of the piece.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you joining us over on Twitch, and you're now in charge of Twitch, so.
It's a big responsibility.
Yeah. Grow that stream over there. Spudzer, and he's from Ireland.
Ireland. How long do you think it'll take you to do that?
5 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
Biggest challenge is I think I leave the front bim until I do the skull because I will pull my stupid hand right through it. Don't you worry. This whole thing will be done in 15 minutes. Business is about to pick up.
All right. Greg says, I'm watching the Celts game and my brother. How are your things going?
What's going on, man? Good to hear from you. Thanks as always for hanging out. We're just getting back online.
Stacey Monahan says, hi, David.
Hey, Stacy. Thanks for joining us. Always good when the familiars show up. Is my head in the way again?
What's that?
My head in the way?
No.
All right.
How big stupid hand is, but what can you do?
Yeah, that's going to be the problem.
Well, that's nice. Stacy said, thanks so much for the compliments on the tattoo I did on one of my clients of one of your pieces. It was an honor to do one of my favorite artists' work on somebody.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, almost my big stupid hand in there. That's how that happens. I always say I should use a maul stick, but I don't ever use a maul stick. So.
Peter says, very nice.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you joining the stream here. We're just hammering out some stuff. Man, I haven't been Wild West in a long time. It's fun to paint some of this stuff. It's been a while. I had a lot of fun doing the break top revolvers.
Alan says, I don't even know how to use a maul stick.
Nor do I. I know those guys use them, but I don't know how to use them, but I know it would stop the problem, but...
Rob Churchill says, say what's up, brother.
Churchill's in the house. Thanks for joining, man. Great to hear from you.
David says, we have several of your canvas pieces. My favorite is the Voodoo Priest. It's always good to see you when you're in Tucson.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's a bummer to not be in Tucson. I was actually just working on the poster for the winter show for them. So I'm excited to get that for those guys. I always love my time out there.
Pete Rocks says, always a joy to see your work. Magic, watching from the Mile High in Denver.
Thank you, Pete Rock. CL Smooth.
Chris Cody, howdy from New Hampshire.
Chris Cody's still up. You old man, old dad, be in bed by now. No, I'm still cool. Shut up.
Dave over on Instagram says, fascinating to watch. Love your work.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Stacy says mall sticks are fabulous to use. Game changer for workflow.
Oh, Stacy, damn it!
You see, everyone's saying it.
I know. I need one I can hold while holding my paint cup too. Which they all do too, so that probably isn't a problem. But I know. I'll figure that out one of these days. Let's get some eye stuff done. Stop sticking your hand in the hat artwork. If you're watching me now and you're like, what is he doing to those eyes? 99% of that will all be gone. Because they just keep taking away, taking away. That's all we'll leave. Big fat brush dip. I gotta be conscious of it.
Charles said he told his wife about your suggestion and she was not amused. But she loved your work.
Like, yes, you can keep her then, Charles. As long as she likes the work.
Stacy said it's mind-blowing how the black pulls it all together. So much depth.
Thank you, Stacy. I feel the same way. Like, just to me, it's like, yeah, working on this piece for months now, and actually this part now, it's like, okay, it doesn't suck so bad.
Gio says this is dope. Very nice.
Thanks, Gio. Appreciate it. It is dope.
And then Stacy Kane says, love watching life come to your pieces. Just jaw-dropping.
Thank you, Stacy. That's why we did the skulls tonight, because it's done a lot of small cutesy stuff. But this, to watch this stuff come into its own is really fun. Again, I enjoy it, and to share that part, so you can just kind of see how these how it all happens.
Chris Cody is asking, what's the canvas size here?
Chris, this is 4 feet wide, and it's 6 feet tall. Forgot.
Tiffany asks, when you aren't streaming live, do you listen to the same type of music that's playing now? Not at all.
Not at all.
No. This is
I have a very eclectic
music.
I have a very eclectic mix of stuff. What you're hearing now is mostly because it's cleared, which means that it's able to be played on the streaming platforms. No, I have a very eclectic mix of stuff that I listen to. To be honest, though, when I'm painting, I'm probably watching crappy movies 90% of the time, and it's the same movies I've seen 100 times. So I know all the words, I know how it all ends, and I kind of basically it's noise filler in the background. I mean, it is the same. It's Alien, Aliens, Big Trouble in Little China, Army of Darkness. I mean, it's literally the same wonderful 10 movies. Flash Gordon. But it is those movies, and that's kind of my background filler. I will do, I tend to listen to music a lot more when I'm traveling and making art. But it is probably 9% movies these days for me.
So Stacy had said, I learned about mall sticks hanging out with hot rod pinstripers.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, stop putting your hand in the wet paint on the hat. She said, a mall stick would stop that.
I know.
I'll shut up, she said.
No, you're right. And the pinstripers have taught me the same thing. I learned painting, doing tattoo and hot rod shows with those pinstripers, and the same thing. Those guys are like, do this. Why do you not want to do this? I don't know. There's no excuse for it. But it's another thing I have to hold, and I feel like it's like, I don't know. I have an irrational fear of it.
Uncle Jimmy says, love your work. So good on so many levels. First class hat in the shipping department is such a great sideshow. Love it.
Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
They are a sideshow.
They are a sideshow. That's a good, that's exactly what I would call them.
Robert says, hello from Chula Vista. Your painting is relaxing to watch.
Thank you, Robert. Locals in the house.
Not far at all. Jenny Boo on Instagram says, hola, 2 margaritas in. Only 2.
It's good to see that Jenny Boo has cleaned up her act.
Right?
Is she ready to be from rehab?
What a good girl. Gio says, when did you start drawing skeletons and what inspired you?
So G is asking, when did I start drawing skeletons and what inspired me? So I moved to California. She says, now we do a timeline check again. Let's see. Probably
about
15?
Yeah, over 15 years.
Over 15 years ago. And was exposed to Day of the Dead. I grew up on the East Coast. There is no holiday like that. There's no if someone passes away, you have a wake, but there was no celebration, no set day to remember them. And coming to California and seeing the celebration, then going to Mexico and just seeing the honor, the traditions, the colors, the pageantry, the intimacy of sharing, the favorite drinks, the favorite music, the lives of somebody on this set day. I was jealous I didn't have that kind of relationship with my grandparents and people I'd lost. I missed hearing stories about them. And it was so inspiring that the Day of the Dead became my catalyst to paint. I was kind of learning to paint at the same time, and it just became my inspiration. I wanted to capture these moments and really show the honor. It's not about white, black, blue eyes. There's no names here. It's a gunfighter and a saloon girl. It's like the simplest. You can really portray the simplest idea, of what's going on and the simplest stories. And so the skeleton work always just really responded to me because it just seemed the best way to paint, because everybody everybody has this inside. You know, we are all skeletons. So it's, for me, I'm painting everybody, not picking, you know, one type of person to paint. That was long-winded, but that was...
Charles is asking, do you read any comics? I love comic art. Would love to see you do a comic drawn by you.
Charles, I was never an active comic person. I love comic art, and I would love to do a cover for something that fits the art one day. We've had preliminary talks, because I do Comic Con, so we've had talks with a couple of places. It never panned out, but I am hoping one day in the future to have that happen. I'd love to do a graphic novel of my stuff, but it's just too much work. There's just, you know, to do 200 to 400 pieces of illustration for one story is just you know, very difficult to find the time for that kind of, but I would love to do a cover for something.
Stacy's saying that Day of the Dead is her all-time favorite celebration, and she got inspired by the work when she saw a sculptor in Puerto Vallarta, and was mesmerized by the artwork and has been hooked ever since. And then Gio says, yeah, in the biker world, that's why we have skeletons as our trademark, meaning we are all the same on the inside.
Definitely. I mean, I
think a lot more people are learning about it and relating to it.
Yeah, when I started painting and doing festivals 15 years ago, you know, there was no Coco, there was no Book of Life. I was the creepy guy painting skeletons. I think now when I do shows, I'm not giving the same, you know, what is this speech anymore. People, they have a reference point, they understand it, they're really drawn to it, you know, much more than when we started. Which is great, man. I love the holiday. I love the people. I love the celebration. I wanted to always be an ambassador for how amazing it was. I wanted to be a conduit for people to learn about this. Because for me, it was so inspiring. I knew it would be to other people too if they knew about it. So I just always wanted to share and do right by it.
Barry is saying, big fan for years from Nova Scotia. Always loved skeletons and finally hit the Day of the Dead in San Antonio a couple of years ago. I really like how you do the fades with the line work rather than graduation.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Barry. Appreciate it. From the Great North White.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Which I don't know if they sound like that, but
I'm not sure.
It sounds funny to say it that way. But thank you. I appreciate you following along.
I feel like we have to go to San Antonio.
The river walk.
It just looks nice.
Yep.
I feel like they would get the art.
Oh, I think for sure.
Stacy said, Coco is now my favorite movie. I wish tattoo clients would ask for only subjects from that movie.
Be the Coco only tattoo artist. Push them that way.
I only do Coco.
Yeah, and I'm sure Disney won't come calling. They love that stuff.
Jason says, great work, my friend. Love these live streams.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. I love doing these live streams because we don't travel anymore. This is our connection with the art, so I really enjoyed it. Again, I appreciate all of you coming on board and hanging out. I don't take it lightly. I really do appreciate it. So I would get your questions in. We probably got about 5 more minutes here. I'm just going to finish up the brim of the hat.
Gio says, I need to catch you offline and see if you can draw my portrait with my cut and my ride. Yeah. Stacy says, I remember meeting you for the first time. All of the art at the 4th Ave Street Fair, and yours stood out the most. It stopped me dead in my tracks, and I watched you paint for hours.
Oh, well, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate you stalking in person. I loved, I think that's an advantage I have over a lot of other artists. I cut my teeth from day one doing those festivals because it's what we did. So to be out there and get instant feedback on the art and be out there, because people, when I'm painting out front, they always see me. So I'm hearing their solicited opinions, good and bad. It's amazing and it's inspiring. And you got thick skin, but it's 99% positive. And to be out there and to hear that and to see what they respond to, I think that's something that I really benefited from.
Doug says, I'm going to airbrush one of your artworks on the hood of my car. Hope you don't mind. Love your work. Well, what car? Let's see.
Yeah. If you're putting on a TA.
His icon, I can barely see it on Facebook, but it looks like two good cars. It looks like stuff you like.
Well, let me see what you're painting on there. Send me a picture when you're done. I love the. See you later.
Stacy Monahan's like, can you make sure I'm not the one stalking you? Conflicting Stacy's.
Uh-huh.
Stacy battle. Charles says, see you later. Have a great night. This was awesome.
Hey, thanks, Charles. We're going to do this again. This piece will be done, but I have more coming, and I'll probably do a small one. I have another small over here ready to go, so maybe we'll do it early next week or during next week and share some more. And again, thank you guys all for hanging out. You guys make us a lot of fun. Except you Twitch people. Where the hell are you?
Oh, boy. I don't know if there's anybody over there. I think we lost them all.
Just me yelling in an empty room.
Yep.
And everyone else going, shh, we're playing games. Stop talking, old guy.
RPV on Instagram gives you a thumbs up, and Antonio's giving you a wave.
Hey, thank you, Antonio, RPV. Appreciate you guys coming by. Just going to wrap this up a hair, and we are... Let's add a little embroidery to this. A little stitching pattern. I need this to be something else in here.
Oh my gosh, Gavin from Australia says good day.
Oh, Jesus.
Hope you're both doing well. Oh my gosh.
Great to hear from you,
I
man.
was just thinking about them the other day.
Hope you guys are doing great, too.
Yeah, he says Gavin Nat. Oh.
Great to hear from you guys.
I was just thinking about them. Gosh.
When we used to leave and travel.
Oh, we used to travel. So Doug says he wants to airbrush the picture of the guy holding a lady with a church behind them.
Celebration of the Mission?
I think so, maybe. He said he'll send a picture when he's done. Oh, that'd be great.
Very cool.
Stacy Monahan says, my dad loves your military series.
That's really cool, Stacey. I always love when not say older, but different generations can appreciate the art together too, and find different things in the art that they like, that they share. I think that's a really cool thing. I never liked anything my parents did or said or told me. So to like art from the parents, I think is really neat to kind of share that.
Oh, so Doug had first seen you at the Boulder City Art Show.
Oh, excellent, Doug.
Yeah.
We're only there at the Boulder City show once.
Oh, that's cool.
Appreciate you caught us.
Robert says, good night. I drink rum and Coke for you. Cheers.
Excellent. Thank you, Robert, for having rum and Coke for me.
Yep. The Chronic Company on Instagram says, this is badass. I have one of your paintings tattooed on my forearm.
Thank you, Chronic Company.
Let's see it.
All right, we're about done here. A couple more lines. I'm gonna fix some other lines. I don't like.
Stacy says, you inspire so many other artists. Does it bother you that folks replicate your work?
Stacy, it did, for years. Obviously, every time I found one pop up, I would be frustrated and that kind of thing. But I realized that it's more important that I make art and keep moving forward. And obviously, when companies and stuff steal the art, we take care of that. But I've learned to just appreciate it and understand that it does inspire people. And because I push it out there and share it so much, that's what's going to happen. We
Yeah, we don't watermark it. And
Yeah, I don't watermark because I know most people are good, and I don't want you to see a big watermarked image when you go look at my art. So I've never done that. I never will. I have good lawyers, so we chase when bad things happen. But most people are good and want to show the art and just deal with it. It took me a long time to understand that, but I had to let that negativity go. Right now, I know for a fact there's at least 7 or 8 different sites that are ripping off my stuff. T-shirts and shower curtains on Amazon, all these other things, and it's a lot of work to fight, and you don't get anything out of it, for the small stuff, and the onus to get it pulled down is all on you. Amazon doesn't care, eBay doesn't care. You have to work hard to get that stuff pulled down, and you could spend all day chasing it, and it's a lot of energy to invest in negative stuff. So I'm thrilled to inspire, and most of the time I love seeing it out there when they're they credit the art. And I'm happy by it. It just is what it is. I had a friend, he's a tattoo artist, and he travels all around, and he called me one day and he's like, listen, I gotta be honest with you, I see your work every tattoo place I've gone. They've seen someone tattoo your stuff. What should I do? Should I tell them not to? Should I? What? I'm like, don't worry, man. It is what it is. The work's out there. If they love it enough to get a tattoo, maybe they don't know it's me. That
doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anybody. If you love the work that much, then get it. Then it doesn't bother me because it's amazing that you love it enough to be on your skin forever. So it took a lot of growing up to kind of get to that point.
And now it's like, if you're a company selling T-shirts and making money off of it in a mass production way, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
If you're mass production way, I'm coming to get you, and I'll take head cutters. But this kind of thing now, with someone painting on Etsy stuff, and a nice email usually gets it pulled down and problem solved. I'm not going to freak out or sick lawyers on people. Most time they're probably scumbags. They're just ripping. The most common thing is I found it on Google. Come on. But it is what it is, and I try and just deal with it because again, there's so much out there, and if I just focused on that, my job could just be focusing on that, and I could just spend all day just sending out cease and desists.
Facebook and Amazon should do better, but
Yeah.
We can't spend our time on it. I'm a biker of Instagram says, cheers to you, Dave. Shot a drink of Fireball for you.
Oh boy, all right. 2 shots of Fireball.
That?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Why is everybody having more fun than I am?
Why is everybody drinking? Ouch. He said you have a great attitude to focus on your energy on positivity.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it took a long time to learn that, and it is what it is.
Yeah, how much do you want to spend your time on things that just make you mad?
Yep.
Or whatever.
And again, ranting about it out loud, it doesn't matter. It just makes everybody go, ugh, that old guy's weird. He's very angry.
The old guy doesn't get the internet.
No, seriously. And so I love sharing the work and doing this, and I know that kind of my penance for sharing the work so much is that's going to happen, and I'd rather share the work and deal with those situations than not share the work. This is how we are. All right, so that said, the sharing portion of this work is done for tonight.
With that. Yeah. I'm a biker says the difference is being 20s versus your 40s.
Yes.
Yeah, you can only spend your energy on good things. Come on.
And I'm incredibly blessed to be able to, this is my job. This is amazing I get to do this. So I'd rather just surround myself with the happy parts of it, and there'll be bad stuff I got to deal with. That's just the way it is. But if I can control it, then try and immerse myself in the happy stuff.
The Chronic Company says, are you from San Diego? I saw your paintings at the old Casa de Pico in Old Town.
Yes, I am from San Diego. Chronic is asking.
Yeah.
I'm in North County, San Diego, so I've had my work down there in Old Town for years now. But yeah, we're in North County, San Diego, so then we are local too. All right, so that looks like we got everything done here. Thank you guys all for joining. Appreciate it. Any questions you have, if you missed them here, feel free to send them over to me or message me or anything like that. I'm on all the things. You can't not find me. But again, I appreciate you guys coming by. We'll do some more of this next week, and I'll post some pictures of the finished thing later on so you guys can check it all out. They got a little more to go with the dog and some highlights and stuff. So again, thank you all, and have a great night.